The Malta Philharmonic Orchestra presents Lawrence Renes, a Dutch conductor of Maltese origin.
My mother's from Birgu. She was born here, and I was born in Holland. My mother got married to a Dutch man, and she moved to Holland when she was in her early 20s. But ever since I was born, every summer we would come here for 2 months. We would always stay with my nonna nanno here in Birgu. And so I have a large family here. Well, my name is Lawrence, obviously after the Church of St. Lawrence and after the patron saint here. Yeah, my heart is always here in Birgu, and it's also, funnily enough, I spent about maybe 20% of my childhood here, but I think 80% of all my memories are from here. My mother's name is Bonici, the family name is Bonici, and they are known here as Bonici tale Scarpan. My grandfather was a shoemaker, and he had his shop actually here. Yes, and actually here you can barely see it, but it still says Bonici. You can barely make out the letters here. So this is where he had his shop, and so this is where I spent so much of my childhood. When I was still a violinist, I would always practice. As I was practicing in the morning, the doorbell rang, or some knocking on the door, and I stopped and I went to see who that was, and he said, "Are you the one practicing the violin?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, that sounds pretty good." And I said, "Well, thank you so much." And then he said, "Well, my name is Joseph Samut, and I am conducting the Malta Philharmonic Orchestra. And we're actually in the process of preparing for a performance of Tosca, and it would be great if you could join us and play with us." Pieces like that you do early on, they kind of take a prominent place in the rest of your life, and Tosca is one of them, and Puccini, and actually I've gotten to do a lot of Puccini, and also with Maria Blanco in Hamburg at the opera.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so I know I've always stayed very connected to Malta and the musicians.